Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon.
And I am Marcus Smack, and this is the EAC show.
Coming to you.
Money get made.
Coming to you from sunny South Florida with episode 116 of the EAC show. Marcus Smack joining us on this episode is LaVon Harvey. LaVon, we appreciate you coming on. We spoke last week, some Super Bowl talk. We got so much to discuss on this show. Some more trolling going on by Tombrady. Shout out to him. Marcus, your Brooklyn Nets are doing extremely well.
One of the best offenses in the league right now. You know, if not just the Eastern Conference, definitely the league. Second in the Eastern Conference. We're doing great.
If we could only figure out for them to play, if they could only figure out to play defense, right, LaVon, they'll be straight, right?
They will be all right.
Yeah, but you know, if they're knocking out 150 a game, I mean, they got to keep up. So, I mean, that's the good luck with the opponents. And
just came across, literally, this just happened before we even came on the show. Shout out to Plátano Power, the kid. Fernando Tatis Jr. has just signed a 14-year, $340 million deal in a pandemic. He got paid, Marcus Mack. Marcus, please reiterate to the fans what we were discussing before we came on the show.
I mean, listen. I'm trying to be the guy to close the deal to sell him $1 million Plátanos.
Plátanos, homie.
My man gonna have a lifetime supply of queso de blanco and Plátanos.
Yo, he can buy people's lives with that type of money. So
yo, man, that just shows, man. Yo, sexy sells. Don't get me wrong, he's super talented, right? But you know, a guy like Mike Trout, I don't know his contract, I forgot. Mike Trout's a baller too, but Tatis, from a baseball and showboating and just exciting player in general, sexy sells, man. That lineup is sexy too. Don't get me wrong; they're exciting to watch. I forgot the nickname they got last year, but when they were hitting all these home runs and showboating, I forgot the name. You can help me out, Emilio. But sexy sells, man. So congratulations to him. And I know Fernando Tatis Sr. is absolutely proud of his son. I remember watching him some years back too. So that's exciting.
Yo, listen, man. To be honest with you, to see your kids succeed more than anything else is crazy. I can't wait till my family gets back. Just a little personal note: my family's stuck in Texas. Inasia had some games in Texas last Friday, and they've been there since last Friday. So hopefully they get back tomorrow, or hopefully sometime this week. I missed the hell out of them. But to see your child succeed, and Marcus understands, Marcus has children. LaVon, you're just brand new to the game, having kids. There's nothing like it. Whether it's a math problem, whether it's sports, whatever it is, when they get that part of knowledge, wisdom that creates an understanding, it's a wow moment no matter what it is.
Man, I got a mini glimpse of that. My son was in a soccer camp for about 5 weeks. It just ended, and T-ball and the baseball one is starting in a couple weeks from now too. So, I mean, I'm getting the glimpse of like, okay, this is gonna be really fun. But I'm not where you all at yet. But I'm on the way.
So Marcus, I got this little. I know I sent it to you. I sent it to LaVon. You know, I got this little clip. I'm gonna try to show it on here real quick. It's a post of Tombrady, and Tombrady's just winning social media. Like, real talk, Marcus. He is winning social media.
Yeah, we've seen a different side of him after the Super Bowl. We've seen a completely different side of him. I feel like he's a lot more vulnerable. He's a lot more open. You know what I'm saying? Not just because of winning the Super Bowl. I think because he has a plan now. So he has a plan for post NFL.
All right, let me try to show this real quick on here. See how this works out. See if I know what I'm doing. The fact that he picked Mobb Deep Shook Ones is ridiculous.
So good. Oh, hey, he's a week away from the rights, baby. Give it to him. Tombrady has not been good this year.
Tombrady's just about done.
He got everybody, too. He kept receipts on everybody.
He's capable of doing what some of the other guys on that list are doing. Tombrady is an old ass man. His time is over.
He's 42 years old, and it kind of looks like it this year.
It is feel like Tombrady.
Unless you believe that he is somehow superhuman, it's a much safer bet to imagine that he is going to fall off the cliff, coyote style.
What's going on here? Phoenix was in the lead this entire game. Shout out to Chris Posner boys. was. But Brooklyn came out on top. Now
That surprised me a bit. You know what I'm saying? They got too many closers, right? It's too.
Now, not for nothing, I don't know if I'm going to get flagged for posting that video or whatever it may be. If I do, so be it. We'll figure out a way to crop it out. But in all actuality, I thought it was dope, Marcus Mack. LeVar, give me your feelings on what you thought about Tom Brady keeping receipts on everybody, whether it was Shannon Sharp, Max Kellerman, whoever that talk crap, literally posting all the newspaper clippings and literally giving a big F you, fuck you to all of you guys.
This is just, I mean, it's no secret. These athletes pay attention. I mean, and none of them say they do. They all pay attention. If they say, oh, I've never heard that, or he said that about me, or I don't care what he's saying, they're liars. Even the greatest, it's debatable, right? And that might be for another show, but even the greatest team player of all time keeps receipts. That's just a testament. So if he's keeping receipts, why isn't Joe Blow over here that has nothing to his name? Why isn't he keeping receipts too? They all keep receipts. Tom doesn't even need to do that, but guess what? He does it. He's trolling. He's having fun, and this just adds to his GOAT's resume. And the best part about Tom Brady, like people were saying, he's still alive to win. He's live. He's still alive to win more. Like this is not the end. And that's still that's mind-boggling to me. Like it's not over yet.
Now, Marcus, before you go, real quick, before you go, Marcus, hold on. Before you go, can you give me an example of how he should spice up even more? Like take it to another level on the trolling, Marcus.
On the trolling, I swear to God, I thought you was about to say like for the next season.
No.
On the trolling, I don't know how to answer that because it's Tom Brady.
How would you do it?
How would I do it? I can't do it because Tom Brady is the cleanest brand in the league.
Nah, you gotta make it filthy. You gotta filthy it up because when you're trolling, there's no rules.
That's what I'm saying. There's no telling what door could be opened with him at this point because this is another Tom Brady. This is not a Tom Brady that we know of. This is a different guy. This is post Bill Belichick Tom Brady, and that's gonna be the word. I got one. If he wants to troll, he makes direct messages at Bill Belichick.
Something Bill related.
It has to be.
That's the last something Bill related. Something related to Bill.
Well, listen, I love this version of Tom Brady. I'm really enjoying this version of Tom Brady. Real talk, because it just shows that he's one of us. Him doing the tequila drunk walk with his quarterback holding him throwing the Lombardi trophy, treating it like a piece of metal, like how my man Rob Manfred called the MLB trophy.
I think that was that was epic. Throwing the Lombardi trophy. That was fun.
And I forgot what I think she's one of the I guess the designers of the. I want an apology because of Brady throwing the trophy.
Kick rocks.
Shut up. Shut up.
Got 7 of them joints. Kick rocks.
Facts.
I'm sitting over here watching James Harden dominate everything that step on the court.
Yo, without question, this is probably going to be like our first YouTube video and podcast that gets flagged for every reason known to man. I have no idea if we're even allowed to stream what I just put up. I have no idea if Marcus Mack is allowed to stream what he's putting up. I have no fucking clue, but fuck it. We're just going to go with it. So let's go back. Now we talked about a little bit about football and stuff like that. And just one quick question before we jump off. Do you really feel like we are going to end up seeing pretty much the 4 last people that were in the playoffs? Obviously, you got, the Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. You got the Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You got the, who else was it? The Saints versus Tampa Bay. And what was the last one in the AFC East? The last 2.
Was it Buffalo?
No. Buffalo played Kansas City.
Okay.
But before that was who?
Green Bay.
But it's NFC. Why can't I remember this? Oh, was it? I cannot remember it. Oh, Green Bay?
Baltimore, Tennessee. Are we gonna see those groups going into the last group of players before they get into the Super Bowl? You think it's gonna be the same group of teams?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think Tennessee can make it again.
I mean, that's an easy call. I put my house on that. I mean, I put my house on that.
The only one that
Tennessee making it again?
I can't call it right now, but no. I mean, not no to them, but it will not be the last 8 teams. I need some time to think about that for a second. But it won't be the same 8 teams.
The only
I mean, I got. You can already take out the Saints. You can already take them out. It's not happening.
Wait, I got another question. Who do you think that didn't make it, deserved to make it, and might make it this coming season?
the Dolphins.
I'm not gonna jinx it, but I mean that'd be nice to see my boys, come up. The Colts the Colts are a question mark, right?
The Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins.
No, I'm not gonna jinx that.
Yo, shout out to Jason Sanders. He just got a bag, 5 years, $22 million to kick footballs through uprights. Big day for the brand.
Now listen, I think with that new addition to Miami Dolphins, if they would have put that quarterback in position from earlier in the season, they might have been one of the 8. They might have been. As much as I hate to say it, you might be right.
But Marcus, you're asking a question of who's on the outside and who has a chance to make it. The Dolphins were right there. They just needed a few other things to go into place. Literally. I mean, if you really think about Tennessee is still good. Baltimore is still good. Kansas City is still good. Buffalo is still good. Who are we really forgetting? Please let me know. Who are we forgetting in this equation?
Saints will not be there, sir.
Who?
Saints will not be next year.
No, but I'm talking about in the AFC. I'm talking about in the AFC.
Okay, and I can easily see the Tennessee Titans not being in there. Now, who will replace them? I mean, they're last on my list, right? I'm sure you probably maybe say Baltimore. I can easily see Titans not being there again.
So if we had to add one in the AFC, we add the Dolphins. Marcus, you agree with that? You can see them in there?
Yeah, I can
Okay. So add one in the NFC. Who do you think in the NFC can be that team that's going to be in that playoff hunt?
Was Washington? Washington wasn't one of the 8, right?
They were, but it was like they just snuck in because their division sucked.
Right. Okay.
Hey, look, the Browns are about to get a pick for Odell Beckham. If they can add to their arsenal and take the next step.
We're talking about NFC. We're talking about NFC now.
Okay, Vikings. Sorry, I'm thinking about.
Okay, Vikings. I think the Dallas Cowboys.
Why you gotta do this, Emilio? Yo, man. I'm done.
Dak Prescott coming back makes a huge difference, LeVon. You know that.
Bro, listen, that leg gonna snap again. It's over.
Damn, why you wishing that on that man like that, yo?
Wow.
His leg dangling. Why you can't just take his money and go retire? Leave it alone. It's done. It's done.
Marcus Mack's views do not represent. Marcus Mack's views are independently his views and do not represent the views of the EAC show as a total, as a whole.
His leg snapped, bro.
You got to put those disclaimers in there from now on, LeVon, okay?
Yeah.
How much time? Okay, look, right? I can see if there was his leg snapped. I can see if it was a fracture. His leg snapped.
But Marcus, I'm gonna be honest with you. We saw a lot, and LeVon, you get to talk about this after. We saw a lot of trolling this year from Stephen A. Smith to Skip Bayless about how bad the Cowboys was. You think for some reason on God's green earth that karma's not gonna come back around and Skip Bayless is not gonna have his turn? You are out of your mind.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm just talking shit. But I love Dak Prescott. I'm just saying that injury wasn't a regular injury. That was a big injury.
He'll come back.
We've had players bounce back from severe leg injuries and prosper. But I'm trying to think of what team in the NFC that I would, they can replace the Saints and slide into that spot. And I'm trying to think. And to be honest with you, again, this is pending, so it's hard to say, right? I mean, the Bears were in the playoffs, right? We know Trubisky's not going to be the quarterback next. And if we're all thinking the same thing about what quarterback might get there or an upgrade, with Nagy, because Nagy's great. We he just needs the right pieces. The Bears could replace the Saints and slide in that spot.
What the fuck was that just now? Was that like a animal noise or some shit that came out your mouth? What the fuck was that?
It's a Lavonosaurus Rex.
Oh. Was that like your voiceover, like the cartoon voiceover acting tone or something like that? Like what was that?
Nah. Yo, forget the noise for a second. I want to kind of focus in on that Lavonosaurus Rex. You said that before, didn't you?
That's off the top, man. Stop playing.
I know you said that before, bro. That shit came off too natural. That sounds like some shit you tell your wife when you come in the room. Here comes Lavonosaurus Rex.
Now look, I gotta be honest with you guys, and this is the truth. I do a lot of, talking behind the scenes with people that listen to the show on the podcast and follow us on social media and on here on YouTube or whatever it may be. And I don't know why this happens. We're gonna discuss it right now, but I don't know why this happens. But no one likes us talking about basketball. They don't like it.
Why?
I don't know. They just literally, the minute we start talking about basketball, they're like, we hit the 15-second button until you constantly talk about something else.
That's not fair. We know.
It isn't fair.
No football. Okay, what do you want us to talk about?
No, but I'm saying we got to talk about all sports. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were going through the pandemic, Marcus Magno, we were putting together shows from whatever website was coming. Like it didn't matter.
I must reiterate, we definitely talked about Russian slap. What is it called?
Slap boxing. We talk about
That's what it's called?
netball, which is like literally basketball with no dribbling. Like we talked about everything. We have to figure out a show. So hold on one second, Marcus. Hold on. So in the East, you got the 76ers, the Bucks, and Marcus's Max Brooklyn Nets. In the West, you got the Lakers, Utah, and who's in third place? I should fucking know this. I forget off the top of the head. But anyway,
What?
for the West. But don't worry about it. It's okay. But anyway, we got
LA second.
yeah, but you got Utah, LA, and I forgot who's the third place team, but it's no big deal. But anyway, you got teams that are competitive. You got teams that aren't the big name teams. You don't have, Boston's kind of like in 5th place in the East. The Knicks are actually in 6th place. Shout out to them. Shout out to the New York Knicks. That's fucking shocking as shit. But you got some type of parity now all of a sudden. Some type of like literally competitive environment on both in both coasts. Because I didn't imagine the Utah Jazz being in first place in the West.
I'll give it a bug. I didn't even know that. I know they were having a pretty good season, but I didn't put that together at one bit. We all know Lakers are cruising. They're gonna finish at the top of the West, obviously. Top 3 teams. But we know they're in cruise control right now. Anthony Davis isn't playing his best ball right now. He's kind of hurt a little bit, but that's just him taking a piece of what LeBron's kind of out of his notepad. Hey, look, man. Hey, young snapper. You got to taste the championship. What you need to do is pace yourself. So that's all you need. You took a page out of LeBron's book. That's all it is. But when it boils down to it, the teams with the stars are gonna. That's what it's gonna be when it's all said and done. The teams with the best players are stars. It's exciting to see New York. I want New York to make it. It's exciting to see New York Knicks back in contention. A playoff game at the Garden. To people talking about the Knicks in general. You know what I'm saying? Those are like what 4 of the most popular, teams in the NBA.
Agreed.
No matter how bad they've been, they still are one of the top teams people want to talk about. Whether you're clowning them or you're in their corner, it doesn't matter. Lakers, Knicks, I don't know, whoever else, right? So it's fun to see Knicks back and some of these other teams too. Warriors kind of struggling.
Look, I've had this discussion multiple times off camera. Shout out to Steph Curry. He's having an amazing year, but all the stuff that he's doing is going for nothing when they end up in L's. Like, in all honesty, it's like you're literally wasting this man's excellence on losses.
Yeah, man. It's a team sport, man. He needs Clay. He needs that. It's literally a 1 3.5 punch because Draymond's not a 2. There's no 2 on that team. So that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Curry can put up 45 in a losing effort consistently, and it's like, damn, I'm trying, guys, and I'm trying to be Steph, but everybody needs help.
Now, Marcus, before I turn this over to you, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to make my choices on who I think is going to be in each conference finals. So for the Western Conference Finals, I'm gonna go LA. I think it's gonna be the LA Clippers versus the Los Angeles Lakers. I think that's what's gonna end up happening this year. We kind of felt like it was gonna happen last year, but fucking the Denver Nuggets and Murray and Jokic was not playing around. They were not, and Marcus was right on all of that shit last year. He was bragging, boasting. He took money from me. He literally was on it. He was dead on with that shit. So shout out to Marcus on that. In the Eastern Conference, I'm gonna sit there and say it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. I think this is the year that Milwaukee finally gets to the Eastern Conference Finals. I really do feel that way. I really do feel that way.
They deserve it. I think. I never say his name right.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. I forget Giannis. I want to call him by that long sentence on the back of his jersey. Yeah. Antetokounmpo is an animal. When they talk about stars, he is definitely a star, and I think collectively they deserve whatever they got coming to them.
Hey, peep this. Giannis. I don't like Giannis. Giannis.
No, we're talking about Mr. Arm in the hoop. Like, you can't.
This comes from a guy. We could post this on social media that literally made a song to beg Dwayne Wade to stay at the Miami Heat.
Wade's a top 50 player of all time. Giannis would not be a top 50 player of all time.
I beg to differ. Giannis is gonna be up there, sir.
I guess, but I hate his style of basketball.
How many years Giannis been in the league?
I don't even know, but
Year number 7, maybe.
yeah,
6.
he's gotten paid. He's gotten paid twice.
Now, if
He has 2 MVPs.
we was comparing the two, Wade is definitely better.
Well, not necessarily. Okay, listen. I hate when people do this because let's be honest. Wade is amazing. Wade is a Hall of Famer. No one's taken away from Dwayne Wade, except if your name is fucking Paul Pierce, because he's the biggest Dwayne Wade hater in the world, and we all know that. So Dwayne Wade took a back seat to be able to accommodate Chris Bosh and LeBron James. So statistically, it's not even fair to compare Dwayne Wade to anybody because when you really think about it, he was never the main man in Miami after LeBron and Bosh came.
Wade was number 2. So he did take a back seat, but I still say he was the number 2 player on that team. But either way, Wade is a legend. He has 3 rings, and I think that was the year he won. Did he win MVP or did he come close? He won 1, right?
No, I don't think he won an MVP. He won a Finals MVP, but he didn't win MVP.
Yeah, but I know he didn't. Okay, but yeah, Wade has 3 rings, and I don't even do this comparison. They don't play the same position. They don't have the same styles. I'm not going to get into that. We'll see. But he has 3 rings, and it's not. And remember, the first time he won, he got the MVP. He's been a core player. My thing is, I don't. The way the leagues plays right now, I don't see him winning a championship, and that's the problem. Now, again, we have guys that have won champs before that are freaking top 10s or top 15s. Barkley's, Malone's, we have them all over the place. But his game just doesn't. I'm not a fan of his game, and he needs to change some things and needs to improve on. Polishing his game, and I'll just say that. So
give me your pick, LeVon, and then give me your pick, Marcus. Who you think gonna be in the conference finals in the West, and who's gonna be in the conference finals in the East?
Go ahead, LeVon.
Just because of Milwaukee's stack of players, I'll put him in there. Middleton and Drew Holiday. Drew needs to be healthy for sure, by the way. But Holiday and Middleton and Giannis are strong enough to make it there. To be honest, I do not think that they beat the Brooklyn Nets. And in the East, and in the West, I think it's the same thing. That's going to be a fun series because we all know, like you said, the Denver Nuggets didn't mess it up. The Clippers messed it up. Forget that. Denver played great. The Clippers, you guys are careless. You have 3-1 in the series, you don't close. That's careless. So I said the Clippers messed it up. They come back. Do they win? I don't know. I'm not leaning one side or the other. But that's going to be an interesting series to watch. But I'm not a fan of Milwaukee. I'll say that. So I'm taking out the East and the West. That's going to be a fun watch.
Yeah, I like that. But what I like more than anything else is what he said about Brooklyn. I'd actually like to say it again. But just hold on to it. We'll save it for another time.
So I'm like 40, man. It's gonna be hard to beat the team that does 140 every night, man, when they want to.
That's a fact. I mean, this is not just because I like, I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, but they're playing great ball. You know what I'm saying? With the addition of James Harden, I like Brooklyn on the East. And on the West, of course, I like LA. But, Utah is playing really good, too. So, what I like, you talking about the final two?
Four.
Two, that's what I'm saying, 2 and 2?
Yes. So Utah and the Lakers,
LA,
Brooklyn and
LA, Utah, Brooklyn, Philly.
Ooh, that's very rare when you see the top two going each. It's something always goes wrong along the way, but I really do appreciate you guys coming on and telling your stories the way you told it. But in all reality, we all know how the NBA works. Something's gonna get fucked up along the way.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. You know what I'm saying? Mess around with my boy Miami Heat pull up in that East spot, you feel me, and shock the world. I'm sorry.
Jimmy Butler needs to start selling his coffee that he was selling in the bubble because them dudes are struggling.
Coffee's for closers, and it's okay. We're gonna close.
So Marcus Mack and LeVon, I'm so happy for this man. I don't even want to call him a kid. I know that's his nickname, but I don't even want to call him a kid. But I'm so happy for this young man, Fernando Tatis. 14 years, $340 million. I think
what is that?
That's a lot. I think he literally can buy like almost like a quarter of the Dominican Republic with that money.
But you know what's crazy though? This contract makes sense because he's getting paid. I don't know the math. What 24 million, 23? I can't do the math in my head. So pull on how many years?
It's $24.2 million per season on average.
Yo, Marcus, I want you to plug in the little Nigerian dude in the calculator and go on. Hey, you're making like $24 million a year, right? That's a good contract. Because again, once people start getting back in these stands, he just gets higher and higher for these players. So he's at a discount. He's gonna get hit at a discount, low key. So it makes sense.
And shit's good. And let's not forget that MLB money is guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Listen, MLB is displaying 100% that they are pandemic proof. The owners will cry broke. Marcus, you and I have been through this 100%. We have dissected how greedy and how lame these owners are. They will cry broke. They are rich beyond rich. And they have
how business driven they are and anti-player.
They have no problem, LeVon and Marcus, paying players for what they perform. If you produce, they will give you $40 million a season, as you just saw Trevor Bauer got. He got 40 for 1 year, 45 for the next. They have no problem paying you. They will literally hand you a check and say, here, have a nice day.
Beat it.
Hey, put your kids on some baseball, man. Tell them to figure it out.
Look, listen.
Yo, MLB, that whole administrative staff for MLB is the epitome of when they say, they embody that saying when they say that that the rich don't spend their money, they hoard it. They embody that for real because they have the money. But they would say, and they not only do they have the money, but they have the positioning to make so much more money than other leagues because of what they own, because of the type of power that they have, considering the people who are involved with them. It's old school money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would call that. I call that old people money. It's crazy how they are because that pandemic, that little time when COVID hit, and there was so much friction between the players and the league. You got a chance to see what Rob Manfred and everybody else who's playing him as a puppet is really about.
Absolutely. I mean, he couldn't put it any better than what he just said. Like, real talk, he really couldn't. But MLB is literally the definition of We so fucking rich. We don't care what y'all yap about. We gonna do whatever we want anyway. Anyway. Like, MLB owners are literally dudes, hustlers that go into the strip club and they throw money into the vents and they really don't care that the air conditioner turns on and it sticks into the air conditioner, and then when the air conditioner shuts off, it drops all the way on the floor and all the girls go crazy picking it up. That's what MLB owners are. They don't care.
Look at my son to be a professional pinch hitter. Like, we're going to figure this out.
Dude, a professional pinch hitter will make $1.25 million and play every once in a while.
That's right, man. Move on or something. Let's figure it out, son. It doesn't matter what you... Let's just figure it out, man.
Yo, shout out to Ken Griffey Jr. Everybody knows Ken Griffey Jr. sneakers. You know, shout out to Swingman. Shout out to them. They literally just signed a deal with MLB where Ken Griffey Jr. is going to try his best to get minorities back into playing baseball. That's good. I don't have a problem with that. But in all actuality, in order to make the game fun, in order to make the game more exciting, they need to make the game uncensored. This is different times that we live in. Stop catering to fans that are in the 1950s and the 1960s. Get all these unwritten rules out of here, and let's hear all the smack talk, the shit talking, the foul language, everything. You name it under the sun. Let baseball be unplugged.
And that's why the Padres are sexy. The Padres are fine. You know what I'm saying? When I say fine, I mean fine as hell. They're a sexy squad. You feel me? Because they can have fun, right? And even then, it's like they're not. And they're still censored, but we can at least see them having fun, right? And Tatis, who just got paid, he's the ringleader, right? At a young age, and that's again sexy pays, right? Don't get me wrong, he's a great player. I know. Someone say Mike Trout's on a different level, right? Because Mike's sick, right? But guess what? He's not sexy.
Nah, but Marcus, you know this too, because we've done stuff about it, Marcus. Mike Trout just chooses to live that life.
Sure.
Like when Marcus be out in the mix, doing it up, rubbing shoulders with everybody, South Beach, Fort Lauderdale, this party, that party. I'm at home chilling, and Marcus tells me his stories about what he does. That's just a personal preference.
I be home too.
Marcus, you gotta sleep. Good, obviously.
Sleep? Yeah, I sleep sometimes.
That's for your home.
Yo, look, we got about 6 minutes left on this Zoom meeting, to be honest with you, because I'm not upgrading to the pro yet, because I'm still trying to figure out what's the best case scenario for us to do, whether we're doing OBS, Restream, Zoom meetings, whatever. I'm still trying to figure out what's the best case scenario, but I really did have fun with this show. Guys, if there's anything else you want to add on before we go, please do.
I'm really excited. Since you guys we're not going to get too deep into this conversation, and I'm not saying I'm Max Kellerman, but I'm really intrigued on some of these boxing matches coming up, guys. So if you're into like that Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, that whole ordeal, you know what I'm saying, holla at me, because it's really exciting to see, some of these welterweight matches taking place, and even the 135s, you feel me? Like we got, Gervonta Tank Davies, we got Devin Haney, we got, Golden, the pretty boy. I mean, it's exciting. So if you want to touch on that a little bit, guys, I like the boy. Marcus,
you got anything you want to add on to Marcus?
I'm a dope deal. You heard? Word. Plans get laid and money get made.
Well, that's going to conclude episode 116 of the EAC show. I really do appreciate you guys joining us for tonight. As you can see, I'm in my PSG stuff. We beat the shit out of Barcelona the other day. The reel was nutty. Filming that reel yesterday was so exciting because it's just pure passion. Shout out to Mbappe and them boys for doing their thing. But make sure you guys check us out on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. Marcus, you got something to add before we go?
All I want to do is say that Lulu, listen, I feel like you guys have a huge niche market in the MLB type of maybe baseball-ish-esque. Maybe we can get some kind of sponsorship going because this shit is fire.
I promise you, this is probably going to be the show that we get flagged for some shit. I have no idea how many times. I have no idea how many times we did something wrong on this show, honestly. But make sure you check us out next episode, and you can listen to us on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. We appreciate the support, guys. I'll talk to you next episode.